Come with us to Waco, Texas, and we will tell you where to go and what to do. Everybody knows about Magnolia, but what about a national park? And there's some really fun museums where you can create your own soda. We'll show you where to go to get the best desserts, the best restaurant, the best barbecue, and so much more. Let's go.
Welcome to VO's Travel.
Where to go and what to see. With kids.
Or without. Okay, Waco is in Texas, smack dab in the middle, just a little to the east. We will start with what to do in Waco at Magnolia because that's what everybody expects when they go to Waco, right? So we'll start with Magnolia and then we will go on to all the other things that people might not know about. So one of the things to do at Magnolia is visit these 6 little shops, and they are the cutest shops ever. There is a shop for Bath and Body, a home goods shop, a flower shop, and a couple boutiques. And then there is actually even a sports memorabilia and sports store for men. Something else fun to do there on the Magnolia grounds is visit the little white church that they had moved in a few years back. You can go inside and check it out and walk around. One thing that caught us by surprise were a couple of different stations. One had temporary tattoos, and this one right here had a little area where you could grab free postcards. There were stamps available and even a mailbox to mail your postcards. That was such a cute little touch. And then we really loved the photo booth. You need to find the photo booth. When you're hungry, they do have permanent food trucks that have everything from hot dogs to hamburgers. They have amazing pizza, and our absolute favorite was the Cheddar Box Gourmet Grilled Cheese food truck. But one of our kids' favorite things to do there was this wiffle ball field. There were games going all day long. Besides the wiffle ball field, they have this huge grassy area with cornhole and all kinds of area for anybody to run around and play. They also have those bins filled with balls, all kinds of balls, soccer balls, kickballs, footballs, and it's just a really cool place to sit and hang out and watch kids play. They just do a really good job of creating community and giving you a place that you want to hang out. On that same field where kids were throwing balls around, they have these big bean bags where you can just lounge around and watch kids play. Another area of Magnolia that my daughter really enjoyed was the flower area. They had a whole section of Magnolia dedicated with these raised flower beds just full of flowers after flowers after flowers. There is a flower shop back there. Unfortunately, it was closed while we were there that day, but it is a beautiful place to walk around. There were all these outdoor garden beds, and they also have a greenhouse you can check out too. It was such a beautiful place, and of course you have to stop and take pictures with all the flowers. Now onto the bakery. I'm sure you've heard of the bakery, and it was everything that you would have ever dreamed of. Another of our favorite places at Magnolia was the coffee shop. It is called the Magnolia Press, and it is a humongous coffee shop. The coffee was amazing. When we were there, the line wasn't very long at all, but I've heard it can get fairly long. We got a few iced coffee drinks. My daughter got hot chocolate, and everything that we had was absolutely amazing. They have some merchandise that you can choose from, and they also have pastries besides the coffee and tea available. But if donuts sound good, head across the street of Magnolia and go into M Donuts. The donuts were so delicious. One really cool thing, they give you a penny with every purchase, and they make sure to point out that their floor is made of thousands of pennies. Make sure you get a little photo op in their mirror because you will have the silos behind you. If you drive a little bit outside of town, you will find Homestead Heritage. This is a place you could spend all day. They have a general store, they have a grocery store, they have a market, they have a grist mill, they have their own coffee shop. They also have pottery, woodworking, leather, and fiber art shops, as well as their own forge. In addition to all of those shops, they even have their own restaurant. It's a good thing to make reservations because they do fill up quickly, but they serve all homemade whole food ingredients, and I've heard the food is outstanding. I'm not sure if this is open year-round, but when we were there, they had this humongous indoor market. They had over 20 booths and were selling everything from produce to food and lots of handcrafted things. It was really cool to check out. Okay, let's talk food and restaurants in Waco. We did not go here, but it looked amazing. It was called Backyard Bar, Stage, and Grill, and there was lots of live music. The menu was huge, and it looked like a really fun place to hang out. But when in Waco, especially if you're there for everything Magnolia, you have to try out Magnolia Table. This restaurant is not on the normal Magnolia property. It was maybe a 5 or 10 minute drive, but it was definitely worth it. The restaurant is so beautiful. They have huge family style tables. You can sit by yourself, but sometimes you may be seated with other parties. You do need to make a reservation for this restaurant, and we did, and we got right in without waiting. A couple of the things we tried that we loved were their biscuits. Those were amazing. One thing we didn't love, actually, were the onion rings. They look like donuts, and they kind of tasted like donuts in a way. But this chicken and waffles was amazing. The burger was great, and the pasta off the kids' meal was amazing as well. We really had a fun time there, but like I said, just make sure you make your reservation. We did not get dessert at Magnolia Table because we were in the mood for ice cream. We found the Heritage Creamery, and it was so good. It was on campus of a local college, and it seemed to be the hangout spot. This Cookie Monster was to die for. Next on the list for food is Union Hall. We went there for lunch. Union Hall is like an indoor food court, I guess if you will, but is more like an indoor market style. They had pizza, Mexican, curry, ice cream, all kinds of things. There were probably at least 10 to 15 different options for food, so you should definitely check it out. We each got something different and made all of the kids happy, and it was delicious. And now to barbecue. If you've heard anything about food in Texas, barbecue is where it's at, and according to my husband and my boys, Terry Black's Barbecue is the #1 barbecue joint in all of Texas. There are a couple different locations, but we chose the one in Waco, and we loved every single second of it. We did go right at open because we have heard that there can be some long lines, and we did not experience that, thank goodness, because like I said, we went right when it opened. They have lots of indoor seating, and they have a huge outdoor seating area as well. We went with a family style meal, and we were not disappointed.
I mean,
Look at that.
I'm kind of mad.
My gosh.
I'm kind of mad.
Ooh, buddy.
I'm
There's
mad that much.
nothing about this to be mad about.
I'm mad because it's so good.
We all know we're gonna be
Completely
so
worth it.
After dinner, we even got to go behind the scenes and see all of the huge smokers and get a crash course in how Terry Black's smokes and cooks all of their meat. Let me tell you, my husband and boys were absolutely in hog heaven. Just a quick side note, the banana pudding was my daughter's favorite. Next on our list of things to do in Waco was the Dr. Pepper Museum. What a fun place this was. They had a fun courtyard with seating to sit and enjoy your time there, and you do get a nice view of the silos while you're outside. The indoor museum was great. It took about a half hour to go around and see all of the different exhibits. We really enjoyed our time there. It was $12 per person. They do not sell their tickets online, so you do have to buy them the day of, but there is no risk of them selling out. There's an unlimited amount of tickets. They do have a few add-ons that you can do. We did choose one of those add-on experiences, and it was a make a soda. You do have to reserve that ahead of time and prepay for that. It was a kind of like a scientific lab where you get to create your own soda. So they give you a base, and then you have a ton of different flavors to choose from, and you end up taking a bottle of your homemade own flavored soda home with you in a really cute glass little jar. We had so much fun there, and the Make a Soda experience was definitely worth the extra $20. Now on to a national park. The Waco Mammoth National Monument is located in Waco, and it is free to enter the park, but there is a small fee if you want to go into the dig area, which I highly recommend. You get to go into an archaeological dig site. It's $6 for adult and $5 for kids, and we maybe spent about 30 minutes at this location, but it is great if you do have a national park passport book because you need to add that stamp. And last but not least of our things to do in Waco was to visit the Branch Davidian complex. It was not open to the public. I don't know if you remember, but about 30 years ago, there was a cult living here that was overtaken by local law enforcement. There was a month or two standoff, and not very good things happened here, but it is a lesson in history and a part of our history in the United States. I know as a child during this time, that is where Waco made its name first before the Magnolia things happened. That's about it for what we did in Waco. Make sure you check out my videos about San Antonio and Dallas and Fort Worth. We loved our time in Texas, and I hope you do too. And as always, I hope that you remember to choose joy and take all of the pictures.